Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a full face of dupes. I don't know that I've ever done a full face of dupes video before, which is kind of crazy, but these dupes are insane. So some of them I tested on camera today with you. I'd never put them side by side before, only in like a swatch. So you're gonna see me be a little bit like shook by some of these as well. Some of them I knew were dupes, but some of them I was like, let's just see. Tell me if you can guess which side of my face is the high-end side and which one is the dupe side. Can you tell a difference in the sides of my face? I think they look pretty close. There are some subtle differences. If you look carefully, what do you think? So that's what we're doing today. We're gonna put these dupes up next to each other and I'm going to show you guys each one, and then at the end you guys are going to see how much each side of my face costs, and then you can leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think about the comparisons, if you think that they're dupes, if you agree, if you like the higher end product better or the lower end product better. So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get into it. If you guys want to see this full face of crazy dupes, then keep on watching. Okay, for primer, I'm going in with my two favorites. We have the Tatcha Silk Canvas and we have the e.l.f. Poreless Putty. So this whole side of my face is going to be the dupe side. So let's go in with the high end first. I used way too much. Then we're going in with the e.l.f. Okay, so I've put these side by side before, and I just feel like they look so similar. The foundation I'm using, this is my favorite of all of the dupes. So we are going to be using the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation on this side of my face. And we are going to dupe it with the Catrice True Skin. I realized that these were dupes and I almost died. The colors are not dupes, but the finish is. So let's start out with the Pat McGrath first. Okay, so this is definitely a darker shade for me. I know this will be perfect for me when I self-tan and stuff, but it is a little dark for me right now just because I haven't self-tanned. I'm going in with the Catrice on this side. And you can see this is much more neutral. The Pat McGrath one is warmer. And this shade is light medium 14. For the Pat McGrath, it has much more of a warm undertone, and the Catrice, I'm using Neutral Hazel, which I think is like such a good shade for me. I definitely have a neutral undertone. The color obviously isn't an exact match, but I feel like the finish, like the Pat McGrath one, you can see I look more tan on this side, but the finish is so similar. And this one is $68 and this one is $11. So yeah, we're gonna see at the end, once I have all my makeup on, if you can tell a difference with, you know, all of the products. It's gonna be really interesting. But the other day I was playing around and I'm like, these look almost exactly alike. All right, so I'm excited about this next dupe because I'm testing it on my face for the first time. I've swatched them side by side, but I haven't tested them. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter and the True Match Lumi Glotion. When I swatched them, they looked really, really similar, so we're gonna put this to the test. So I've been obsessed with the Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I've tried it many ways. And the way that I love wearing it the best is over my foundation. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. it's over my foundation like I'm doing right now. I never see anyone wear it like this. Most people I've seen wear it under their foundation. It said on the box to wear it over your foundation, like for more coverage. And I was like, let me try that. And I love it. So we're gonna go in with the L'Oreal, but this one doesn't have the same applicator, so I have to squeeze them out on my little pan here. So these look really similar. I don't know if you can see. This is the L'Oreal right here and the Charlotte Tilbury here. The L'Oreal is definitely thicker. So I'm just going to take it with my finger and kind of dot it all over. I'm like trying to film this for TikTok at the same time as I'm filming for YouTube. It's super fun. It's not hard at all. Okay, so now that those are blended out, here's what it looks like so far. Can you tell a difference aside from the color? Because as we know, the pat side is definitely darker. But finish-wise, can you tell a difference between the Glotion side and the Charlotte Tilbury side? So it's been a few minutes and I let these kind of set down a little bit, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of shook at how these are almost like an exact dupe. The L'Oreal and the Charlotte Tilbury. Like performance wise on the skin, like they look the same. I can't believe it. All right, let's move on to concealer. So for concealer, I don't think these are an exact dupe, but every time I wear them, I feel like I get the same, they perform the same. So I thought, why not try them in this video and we'll see if they look like they're dupes. I'm kind of curious. So I'm going in on the high-end side with my Dose of Colors. Meet Your Hue. This is like my ride or die. And then on the affordable side, I'm going to do the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer, the regular one. So here's Dose of Colors. The shade I'm using in this is 14. And I don't think I told you the shade of Charlotte Tilbury is 4.5. And the L'Oreal is Medium Glow 903. I recently got a new shade in this because they did expand their shade range. I got medium neutral and it's such a better match for me. And it's very, very similar to the Dose of Colors shade 14, which is what I always use. These look so similar. They do. They look so similar. Oh my gosh. So I don't have a powder dupe yet. I'm testing a few powders now. So I'm going to go ahead and powder. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to do blush, highlight, the eyes, the brows, and the lips. So next for blush, for the high-end side, we're going in with the Laura Geller Baked Blush in Tropic Hues. For the dupe side, we're going to go in with another balm product, and this is Hot Mama. The balm is 20 and Laura Geller is 28. So not a crazy price difference, but you know, saving money is saving money. So, ooh, that is just so pretty. Every time I put these on, I'm like, man, why don't I wear these more? It does have a little bit of a sheen. All right, so next we're gonna go, I just cleaned off my brush, and next we're gonna go in with the balm, the Bahama Mama, no, the Hot Mama, sorry. Very similar. Those look really similar. I feel like the Hot Mama has a little bit of a more orange tone to it, just a little bit. But I feel like they are very similar. They swatched similar, so I was pretty confident that they would look similar on the skin. And what in the hell is that? Fuzzy. They swatched similar, and I was pretty confident that they would be similar on the skin, and I feel like they definitely are. All right, for a highlighter, this one, had me a little shook. So we have, for the high-end side, we have the Becca Shimmering Skin Lights in the classic opal. And I have a tiny bit of pan hit here. This is a classic. This was so ahead of its time. It was a staple. I loved it so much. I still do. It's so gorgeous. I mean, it's classic. It will never not be amazing. But I did find a dupe. So this is $38. And let me clean my brush off. For the dupe side, the CoverGirl True Blend Super Stunner in Pearl Crush. Okay, you guys, first of all, look at them in the pan. They look exactly the same. Then I swatched them and I was like, holy shit, they are exactly the same. Watch. I would say that the CoverGirl one isn't quite as smooth, but the color and the vibrancy is pretty good. The opal one is a little bit more like gold undertone, and this one has a little bit more of like a champagne undertone. So they're not exactly the same color, but they're very similar. Can you tell a difference? What do you guys think? I think they're close. I think they're close. I think I'm going to spray my face. Melt everything together. All right, I'm going to do my brows. I have the Urban Decay Brow Blade in Taupe Trap. I'm going to use the pen side on this. For the dupe side, I'm going in with the NYX Lift and Snatch, and the shade is Ash Brown. All right, what do you guys think? I feel like I missed a spot right here. But aside from that, can you tell a difference in product? Because I really can't. I think the only thing I would say that I noticed that's different between these two products is that the NYX you have to store upside down or all the product settles, but the Brow Blade doesn't do that, and I'm not sure why, because I have this laying flat in my drawer all the time, but if I lay this one flat, then I feel like it doesn't work as well. It's not as pigmented, because I went to use it one day and I was like, did this thing dry out already? But it was just because it was laying flat, and I stored it like this, and the next time I went to use it, all the pigment was back. So I was like, okay, so that has to be stored like that. Now the price difference on these, the Urban Decay is $26 and the NYX is $11. So pretty good price difference there. Next up, we're going to be comparing the Benefit Gimme Brow against the Wet n Wild Brow Sessive. Now I think these are very similar. The brushes are similar. I'll show you them side by. Actually, the Wet n Wild one is a little bit bigger. The brush is a little bit bigger. So here they are. So the white one is obviously the Wet n Wild. So it has a little bit of a bigger brush. This Gimme Brow is number 4. I actually prefer 3.75, but I ran out of it. So I'm going to use this one. It's a little bit darker than I would like. Can you tell a difference? And then the Gimme Brow is 24 and the Wet n Wild is 3. Crazy. So next up, we're going to do the eyeshadow. I've already mentioned that these are dupes, but on this side of my face, I'm going to use the Naked Reloaded, and on this side, I'm going to be using the Catrice Naked or Pro Slim Neon Earth. Now, I've been thinking about this, and I realized that this is also a good dupe for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I realize that they're pretty similar also, but I don't have that palette. So we're going to be putting these two side by side. So rather than sit here and talk through this, I'm going to go ahead and do each eye, and I will show you what I'm doing, what colors I'm using, and I'm gonna use different brushes as well. I'm gonna clean them off. So that way we're not here all day, but you can kind of see, you know, the differences. So I have duplicate brushes, like some of these brushes are the same brush, but I'm gonna use different brushes. The same brush, but not the same brush. You know what I'm saying? So just so you know, I'm using Luxie brushes mostly. There's a couple of others in here, but mostly Luxie. So I'm going to set this to music and we're going to go for it. Let's do it.
I hope the rain don't come in November, 'cause the summer went way too fast. I'm trying real hard to remember all of the good times and memories we had. And you called out crying. You said our love was worth dying for. Yeah, that's why you keep on trying. But I'm really not moved by your tears no more. Yeah, she said if I can't.
All right, so here is the finished eyeshadow. I do want to say that I feel like the Urban Decay shadows are a little bit smoother than the Catrice. And also the lid shade is not exactly a dupe. It's not like the same, but it's similar. I feel like the Urban Decay one is a little bit more champagne-y. The Catrice one is actually more metallic, a little bit more foiled, but I do think these Catrice shadows are a little bit more chunky, and the Urban Decay ones are just like really smooth and like beautiful. The mattes I felt were more similar than the shimmers, but all in all, you get the same look, you know? I mean, they don't look that much different, aside from the lid shade, which I feel like the lid shade does look, you know, I feel like I didn't go over far enough with the center, but I feel like the lid shade definitely does look a little bit different, but the rest, like the vibe of the look is very, very similar. So I feel like, you know, $44 versus $13. If you're on a budget, I think it's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put my eyeliner on. I do feel as though this Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liner is a dupe for the Kat Von D tattoo liner. However, I decluttered my Kat Von D one because it was really old. So I decluttered it before I moved. But I am going to use this one, and then I'm going to come back and we are going to do the lips. Okay, I got my liner on. I feel like they're not even, but I don't feel like fussing. So I do want to show you a mascara dupe that I was really surprised at. Now, they're not formula dupes, I'm sure, but they do look just as good as one another. So I'm going to quickly just curl, give my lashes a quick like light curl, just because. So on the high-end side, I'm going to be using the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara. Now I did put a light coat of this already beforehand. I always do that because I'm really messy with my mascara. So this is essentially a second coat. But I just want to show you how similar these are. Now I do like this mascara. I didn't love it the first time I used it. It's definitely a second or third time where it like gets some air to it, where, you know, that I tend to find that with like most mascaras, like it needs to hit the air and then it starts performing better. I do like this now that I've had like some time with it. I got some on my bottom lash line, but I'm gonna leave that until it dries. So on this side, I'm using the Maybelline Sky High Lash Sensational Mascara. Went viral on TikTok. This is the regular one, not the waterproof one. I was using the waterproof one, but I hate it. And the reason I hate it is because it's really difficult to get off. Like really like it gets chunky and it's ridiculous. Getting it off is a process, and I can't. I don't really tend to like waterproof mascara anyway, but I did get waterproof initially because it's all I could get my hands on because it was like sold out everywhere. But I just really want to show you guys the difference because the Benefit mascara is $27 and the Maybelline mascara is $9, depending on where you get it. If you go to Ulta, you get your jacked up price of $11 or $12, whatever. Because Ulta always jacks up their prices for everything. So I'm going to let this dry for a minute so I can just get off the spots. So there they are. Can you tell a difference? Benefit, Maybelline. I feel like the Benefit is a tiny more volumizing and the Maybelline is a tiny more lengthening. But the drama is pretty close. And for the price point, all day long, Maybelline. In my opinion, I think Maybelline is the way to go to save your money. Do I like the Benefit? Yeah, I like it a lot. But not a lot more than Maybelline, enough to justify the price difference, you know? All right, so let's do lips. All right, for the high-end side, we are going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. Not a huge fan of this color on me. Like, YouTube made me buy it for sure. I fell into like the hype, and this wasn't it for the color, I didn't think. For me, it is a pinky nude, but it's, I don't know, it's almost too pink for what I like. Okay, so these are $22. And for my dupe side, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Color Riche Lip Liner in Matte Mastermind. These run, depending on where you get them, around $7. Unless you go to Ulta and then you pay the markup. But you can get them at Walmart or Amazon, at Target also. Color is not an exact dupe, but it's similar enough, I feel. But I think the thing that I love about the L'Oreal more is that it's waterproof. So it's creamier, it's much creamier, and it's waterproof, so it lasts longer. So for lipstick, we are going to use MAC lipstick in the shade Faux, which is a classic. On the other side, we're going to use the Wet n Wild Mega Matte lipstick in Skinny Dipping. Faux is a satin and Skinny Dipping is a matte, but the shades are very close. All right, here we are. Can you tell the difference between the two sides of my face? Like, does it look dramatically different? Because the price tag is dramatically different. When I'm looking in this mirror, I maybe see a little bit more creasing, tiny bit under my eyes with the concealer, but like that's pretty much it. I think the eyeshadow looks smoother on the higher end side, but everything else looks pretty damn good. I have to say. I'm going to put the cost of the two sides of my face on the screen. And I want you to tell me what you guys think in the comments. Let me know your thoughts. For me, I would definitely prefer the Drugstore lip combo. I do prefer the Urban Decay just because the Urban Decay eyeshadow, just because it's a bit smoother. The brows look pretty darn good. I can't believe the foundation. I think that's the thing that's got me the most shook is Pat McGrath and the Catrice are so similar. It's insanity. It's insanity. So leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hit that bell so you never miss when I upload a video. You can follow me on social. My handle's @GlamLatte. And don't forget the Glam Latte Beauty Podcast is on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, CastBox, and iHeartRadio. All those details are in the description box down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.
I just wanna hold you. I just wanna look into your